Welcome back to another garden day with Kay. This turned out to be such a long, hot garden day. I didn't think it would take so long, but it was just so much I needed to get done. So the day before, I picked out some herbs from my Trader Joe's because I just didn't feel like waiting through the seedling process. So I skipped that and jumped straight into repotting mature plants instead. Don't get it twisted though, there is still love, work, and tender care that goes into caring for these herbs in this state and keeping them alive. We'll come back to this later. Since I had already started those sweet potatoes, I decided to add these rustic potatoes into the mix. That's when I noticed that the soil wasn't hydrated and wasn't hydrating despite how much I watered it. So I carried everything to the front of my house where the water hose is and watered everything down completely. Carrying these things to the front wasn't that bad, but carrying it back to the backyard was when I noticed that now with everything hydrated, it would be a lot heavier. Then I watered my potato plants with that magic bean fertilizer, also known as alpaca manure, and threw the remaining manure into the compost bin. Now it is time to circle back to that herb garden. In each pot, it's 3 spaces for herbs. I only had 5 herbs at the time: basil, mint, oregano, rosemary, and parsley. So I started doing some research on companion planting to see what could go next to what. But then it started getting a little too hot for me in the greenhouse, so I just needed to start planting these plants before I melted in there. I put the basil, oregano, and parsley together and the mint and rosemary together. Then I remembered that the mint and rosemary aren't companion plants, so I ended up putting rosemary in its own separate pot. Sometime later down the line, I added green onions in the mix just to see what they would do. I placed these herbs up on my front porch, and here's what it's looking like today. So until next time, I'll see you later.